Yo, what's good everybody? In today's video, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately and where gaming as a whole, as a market, it's moving forward. At first, I didn't know how to elaborate this video, because it felt like it's something that people don't talk much about on the internet, especially big YouTubers. So I thought I'd put my 2 cents on, being that most people don't segment the market this way specifically. So I wanted to give my 2 cents on it and see what your guys' thought is on it, especially with the way the market has been going for PC and console. Well, not so much for console, even though the prices have gone up, but mostly for PC games. So I want to preface this video by saying that before, people wouldn't have thought of what I'm gonna say the way that I'm gonna say it. But if you think about it, it actually makes sense, because for me, I divide the market into 2 segments, which is desktop power in this case, which would be like gaming, PC gaming, which would be laptop/desktop or mini computers, whatever they want, for whoever is doing eGPUs and stuff like that, and consoles. Okay, you know, there's always been the debate between, you know, console wars and PC gaming master race, whatever the hell. So my thoughts on it right now, especially with the market being the way that it is, with AI taking all of the memory and SSD for it, it's that there's a new per se. I'm gonna give it to you like if we were playing an MMO, specifically, I don't know, any MMO that has faction-based races, I guess in this case. So for me, I would take it into consideration, being that right now before the market was 2 factions, which was, like I said, PC being desktop/laptops, and then consoles, which would be, I don't know, Horde versus Alliance in this case. And I don't quite remember when it was that it released. I think it was 2022. With the release of the Steam Deck, which is what I'm gonna start with, then it came another contender into the market, which would make it like either neutral faction in this case, or however you want to put it, if it's a third faction and stuff like that. Like, remember back in WoW when there used to be only like 2 types of mount, like whether you will go from, especially now with TVC, Classic. I'm gonna make you a deal. If you like and enjoy the content that I'm creating and think that I deserve your subscription, I will commit myself to bring you the best content that I possibly can. Whether it is suggested by you guys, the community, or whether there are topics that I think you guys will enjoy. So if you think this is something that you could do, I would appreciate if you let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Re-release, remember that you have ground mounts, which is only like, again, ground. You go from 60, from walking, in this case, to like 60% movement speed on a mount, then to 100% movement speed on a mount. And then with the release of TBC, which was the first expansion for World of Warcraft, you will go from going on the ground at 100% to go, you know, on a flying mount at 150%, which would be the slowest, and then 280%, which would be the fastest riding thing. But in this case, being all WoW, or classic WoW, however you want to put it, remember that ground mounts and flying mounts would be different. You couldn't go back to like all Orgrimmar and stuff like that and use your flying mount as a ground mount. Not like it is now in World of Warcraft. Now you got more flexibility. If it's a ground mount, then you can only use it on ground. But if it's a flying mount, you can use it either on ground and also as a flying mount. Before, you didn't have that flexibility. But right now, with the current market of handhelds, specifically with everything that Iron is doing, what else? Ambernick, Retro Pocket, I think it's called, and stuff like that, and even Asus and the Legions and stuff like that. Even though they're more expensive than the new contender that came out, which was the Steam Deck, which it came out for like, I think it was $400 when it came out, which would be a good entry point for people to, you have what it is, like a mixture of whether you could go on the go and take your library with you and play your PC games on a handheld, going outside your house or whatever, or even stream your games to a good handheld on the go, whatever. So now being like a whole bunch of stuff, like you got the ROG Ally and Ally X, and even the Ally Xbox, whatever the thing is called. Also, you got the Legion Go, the Go S, the Go 2. You have also the Ember Nix, which now being Android, with the new update that Steam did, you can actually play your PC games on Android natively, depending on your CPU, of course, well, your SoC. So the market has shifted from being like a stationary market for PC or console, depending on your preference, whether you want to go for more like a visual thing, being PC game, or more like being like, I don't know, I want to say compatibility, or I don't know, to a point, flexibility, because you could go on a couch, or you could use it, you know, when actually Microsoft and PlayStation started allowing that, you could use a keyboard and mouse and use it also as a computer type device. So it also gave you the flexibility, but you cannot take an Xbox or a PS5 on the go unless you want to, you know, take it on a bag and put a monitor on it, and you need to buy either a portable power station and stuff like that where you can plug it in and stuff. So it was cumbersome and it was a hassle. But with introduction of the third faction, the neutral faction, you could go from being a handheld. This is specifically just for gaming. I'm not talking about, well, yeah, you could have a laptop and do the same thing. Yeah, but for a laptop, if you want to play computer games, you need to lug a bag with the laptop, which is a heavy laptop most of the time if it's for gaming or content creation. And then also you need to have a power source, because if you play games on Windows on battery, not only is it gonna cap you 30 frames, 30 FPS, but it's also gonna die in like half an hour, maybe 15 minutes. But with the introduction of the neutral faction, you could go from like playing on your couch, handheld, to being like, okay, I need a little bit more power, because remember, it's not as powerful because it has a battery and it's portable and stuff like that. So being like, okay, let me stream some of my games over the network, either when I'm on the go, like on my commute, or whether I'm at home and I want to go back to my desktop or to my desk and play, you know, with keyboard and mouse, a game that I probably want to play with a controller. Even though you might have a controller that you want to play with, but you might be more comfortable and you're playing on your couch. So you can also go from playing on your couch to like playing on a TV, because they started selling dock stations for it, where you could just, you know, plug in a USB-C, and then you had output for keyboard and mouse, well, USB, Ethernet, HDMIs and stuff like that. And you could go, you know, if you had a little dock on your TV in your living room, you could just dock your Steam Deck or your Allies or your Legion Goes or whatever the case may be, and play with a controller with a wireless controller remotely from the comfort of your couch. And if you wanted to have like a portable computer, which again, this is also a computer, it's just in the sense of like an old Game Boy that we used to have back in the days, whether it be the DMC, I think it's called, the big square one, the first one that came out, or a Game Boy Color, or a Game Boy Advance, or a Game Boy SP, or whatever the case may be, or even then a PSP or a PS Vita or stuff like that. And then you could, if you wanted to do some work, I know that a lot of people don't necessarily recommend it, but you could also hook up a keyboard and mouse and go on desktop mode on the Steam Deck or whatever the case for the other handhelds maybe, and use it as a regular computer, browse the web, do emails, YouTube videos and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. As long as it's not more demanding than what the power from the Steam Deck demands you, or the other ones that for that case. But it was a neutral faction where it came into our lives in the middle between being at your desk or on your lap, being wired to an outlet, or your charger on a laptop if you want to actually play games or stuff like that. Or you can actually be just tethered to your living room TV and just play with a controller. But there wasn't an in-between where you can choose whether you could actually, you know, move around on your house and actually play games with it, unless you were streaming to your phone and stuff like that. And most people don't want to do that. Or you had to be tethered to your computer and actually be playing games. And I know it's not the best example, because there's not a lot of games that you can play on your Steam Deck still, because of the anti-cheat and stuff like that. But it's getting better. Like you could play the finals, you could play CSGO, you could play Minecraft, you could play, I don't know, No Man's Sky, you could play World of Warcraft, anything from like the Epic Game Store, the Amazon Game Store, or even GOG and stuff like that. So there's a lot of diversity that you have, a lot of, diversity that you have to choose from. Because at first, when Valve started selling the Steam Deck, they sold it as a loss because they expected people to buy games from the Steam store. But people having like a big library, most people don't venture outside of Steam. But if you actually have multiple things that you want to play and you don't have it on your Steam account, ergo, because the Epic store, they usually give 2 or 3 games a month. Well, not usually a month. It's like 4 or 5 games a month that you can actually play on your Steam Deck, and you can actually test it and see how it behaves, how powerful it is, and how much power you might need. And then if you need to upgrade, I guess in this case, you can actually get a more powerful one, like I said, an Ally X or an Allied or a Legion Go or whatever. Even though those are bigger, more bulkier, and they're even more, and they're heavier too. So there's some trade-offs that you need to take into account. But for the most part, it's usually pretty, I don't know, seamless, I guess. And remember, it's Steam, so you can take your cloud saves from Steam, playing your computer, to usually playing on your Steam Deck within, what, seconds? So let's say you started playing, I don't know, Hades on your computer, and then you're like, oh, let me go sit on the couch. But then you're like, oh, I remember that I have a Steam Deck, let me just pick up, and then you just got your cloud save right there and then, and you don't need to be downloading anything extra or whatever. Like actually, when I bought my Steam, when I got the Steam Deck at first, I started playing Spider-Man, the first one that when it came out on the first one that came out on PC, and I usually play the whole thing on my Steam Deck, and it was fantastic. Like I would charge up my Steam Deck and go all the way from like 100% to like killing it in a day, because I was so hooked on portability and stuff like that. And if I needed to go, let's say, to my mom's house, or I needed to go out real quick and I could take my Steam Deck with me, all I do was switch it to offline mode, and then I could still play my game on the go. And I didn't have to compromise, like, oh, I need to have a good internet connection so I could keep streaming my game, and then be on the lookout for connection instability issues, or the quality dipping, or looking choppy and blocky as hell. But you have the portability of the Steam Deck. You actually have like a semi-powerful computer on the palm of your hands that you can take with you anywhere. So like I said, people usually test this to like, oh yeah, you could just buy a gaming laptop. Yeah, it's not the same. It's even more expensive nowadays, especially with the RAM prices. You have, more a powerful hardware, but you are tethered literally to an outlet. Like you cannot, if you're gonna play games on your laptop, use it as intended, as a gaming laptop, you need to be tethered to an outlet. You cannot just unplug it and go about your day and be like, yeah, I'm gonna play, I don't know, like half of the story of X, Y, and Z game. That doesn't work like that, because it throttles you to like 30 FPS, and then it only lasts like 15 minutes on a charge. That's not gaming on the go. So yeah, this is a new market that we need to take into consideration, because again, now that Valve indefinitely delayed the Steam box, now we don't even get that option anymore. And now that I don't know if every outlet that you've seen cover it, but even the Steam Deck is out of stock on Steam or anywhere that you can buy the Steam Deck. So we didn't know how good we had it until we got hit with this pandemic level arc that we're living right now, because that's how I feel like it. It started with COVID. Everybody was locked up, everybody was playing games, and everything skyrocketed because also Bitcoin and stuff like that. Then before that, it was the same thing. Everybody buying graphics card for Bitcoin mining and stuff like that. And then actually it mellowed out, even though everything was super expensive, especially graphics card. Then we have this, and now we can't even get this anymore. Like I got mine like, I think it was when it came out, or even the year after that, I think. And it's been great. Like I can play, I've been playing No Man's Sky on it. And like I said, I played the original Spider-Man, the one that came out on PC, the one from the PS4. I played it on the Steam Deck and stuff like that, and it's great. But now we don't even get that luxury anymore. Like, we didn't know how good we had it until this pandemic level arc started happening on real life. Like, we don't even know when things are gonna go our way, when everything's gonna go back to being, even if it's, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks, even more expensive than how it used to be, but we need something. And I don't think we're gonna see it until the AI bubble pops, and probably even then, years after, probably 3, 4, 5 years after that. Because remember, they still gotta supply those people that bought the whole catalog for the whole year or whatever. So again, that's just my 2 cents that I wanted to give you guys as this arc of PC gaming evolves, and see where it's gonna take us. So unless people are gonna start like scalping, well, not scalping because you can't even buy it, but whoever's gonna start selling all like Steam Decks that they have and stuff like that for like markup prices, it's gonna get uglier and uglier until it gets better, if it gets better. Again, guys, this is my thoughts on this week's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this topic. Let me know if you feel the same way. Like, we are entering the 3 faction, well, we enter the 3 faction arc, and you think we're gonna get a redemption arc on PC gaming as a whole. And again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.